When a company reports earnings and its stock gets hit, that doesn't necessarily mean it had a bad quarter. Sometimes it just means that expectations were too high, or maybe the stock had run into it. Take Chegg, which is a company that used to be known for textbook rentals, but now it's much more. It's an on-demand, interconnected learning platform. The company provides students with all sorts of digital services. They can help you with your homework. They can help you pick your classes. They can help you decide where to go to college or show you how to get a scholarship. Boy, did we ever need that. As well as, of course, textbook rentals. Thanks to that transformation, Chegg has been an incredible long-term performer. Do you know this stock is up about 550% over the past 5 years? However, the company reported on Monday night, and it had run up dramatically, as I mentioned. So when Chegg delivered some good results, giving you a solid top and bottom line beat, management raising their full-year forecast, well, wasn't quite good enough. Stock got rocked, fell 39 to 35. But this wasn't a bad quarter. Okay, it had some hair on it. Chegg's free cash flow, some people thought it was a little light. Subscriber growth, some said was slightly below expectations. It wasn't perfect, but few are. It was still real strong. I think this pullback in the stock could turn out to be a terrific buying opportunity. Don't take it from me, though. Let's dig deeper with Dan Rosensweig. He's the president and CEO of Chegg. Get a sense of this quarter, but more important, the long-term prospects. Mr. Rosensweig, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you, Dan. Have a seat.
Booyah.
Booyah.
My
Right
friend.
back at you.
And a big hello from Zach Ertz.
Oh, Zach Ertz, of course, who was
he now watches Mad Money because he needs to learn about investing in case this football thing doesn't work out.
Well, he's the Eagles' unbelievable tight end who was really the star of the league this year, and I always have Ertz, and I've got a second Ertz now.
Yeah, well,
he's a terrific guy.
He's a really big fan.
You have done something remarkable over the years. You went from what is a bit of, some people say pedestrian, but fabulous if you're a parent, saving in textbooks, to really offering kind of a soup to nuts platform of what you're going to be, I think, part of the subscription economy by the end of this year. Yeah. Tell us about the transformation.
Well, you know, it's interesting. The transformation actually started on your show. You know, we hit an all-time low several years ago, and you were kind enough and generous enough to give us the opportunity to articulate where we were going. And you said to people, look, just pay attention and see what happens. And that's all we had asked for.
I believe, and you came on, and that's how I knew to believe. Because you came on a bad day. Stock had been down, and you just
38%.
Said, right. And you just said, listen, we're going to stick there and we're going to do this. And I said, I'm a believer. And you did.
Well, and so it started here. And so what we believe is this, which is, if you ask yourself just a couple obvious questions, we believe in believing in the inevitable. Do you think more people are going to need to learn? You think they're going to need to learn more things more often? You think they're going to have to constantly invest in themselves for their future and for their careers? Do you think they're more likely to do it online? And do you think they're going to need help? And the answer is we believe in all of that. And so every time we come in the morning, it feels like the TAM expands because there's more people.
I was going to ask you, the total addressable market from the time that we have talked about your company has gone from being millions, but actually being now one of the largest markets in the world. We shouldn't just say domestic.
Right. I mean, that's exactly right. So the first time we tried to do a TAM, we thought it would maybe 8 million people. Right. Now we realize there's 3.5 billion people in the world that are under the age of 30. All of them need to learn STEM. All of them need to get educated. All of them are going to need support. Most people are going to learn remote. Most people are going to need help, human help, technology help. And technology wasn't available 10 years ago to do these. Now it can scale. So just in the U.S. alone, we feel like the TAM is 36 million people in high school and college. Then you add to that the tens of millions of people that have partial degrees. Then you look at all the people who are trying to improve themselves going to some of these boot camps. Nobody's out there supporting them with the exception of Chegg. And the newest one, which is really not a surprise, it was inevitable, but if you look at the number of nonprofit, online-only schools, there are now millions of students learning that way, of which Chegg is now building our products and services to be able to support them as well. So it just keeps getting bigger.
Well, I think that one of the things you left out is that from the point of view as a parent, when I asked my daughter about Chegg, she says, Dad, I saved you $1,000. Yeah. All of these things are prohibitively expensive.
Yes.
And there aren't many forces other than you who's trying to keep the price down of education.
Well, you saw a big merger today between McGraw-Hill and Cengage, a proposed merger.
What do you think of that?
And well, I thought it was inevitable because the fact of the matter is when we invented the textbook rental model, that business model, which was high-priced books, very expensive, where they made money in new books, we took that market away. It wasn't our goal. Our goal was to save students money and help them learn more and get content more accessible. So what you're seeing now is such a dramatic change that we're able to use technology to make it personalizable, on demand, and relevant, and expand the curriculum or the support of the curriculum and do so for $14.95 a month. That's the most phenomenal thing because it's write once, use many times. We have 28 million pieces of content in the system, and students ask 7 million new questions a year.
Now, I've always looked at your site and it says because full price is overpriced. That was for textbook. But now the lead is when homework gets tough, get tougher. How do you get tougher?
So we believe that students will invest in themselves. So we chose to go direct to the student, not through the institutions, no middlemen, no politics, none of that stuff. So if students are willing to invest in themselves, we're willing to invest in them. So if you take our primary product, Chegg Study, you can do step-by-step solutions. You can ask Q&A, of which we have 28 million questions, but you can get an answer back in 4 hours if we don't have that question answered. You can watch any one of our 20,000 plus videos now, or you can connect it to an online expert for as little as 50 cents a minute. So if you're willing to challenge yourself and study, then we're willing to help you go through the process of learning how to do it.
I just want to ask, I'm not going to say his
bring it
name,
up.
but there was a short seller who said that maybe you're violating some rules about the kind of products you're talking about, and also that that's a lot of schools might not like you. Now, my daughters, I go and they say, listen, schools encourage Chegg. So just wonder, where do you stand on these?
Well, obviously, we're against anything that does violation of honor code or cheating of any kind. And in fact, the technology we've written, so if a student asks for us to do their homework, the technology will read it, reject the student, reject the tutor, those kinds of things. So we built all this technology in to be able to prevent those things. Also, we own all of our content, so all of our IP is correct. And unfortunately, these things with short sellers, they can combine a lot of different variables. The services that they were referring to aren't ones that Chegg offers. So, for example, download someone's papers. We don't do that.
No, you don't do that.
You upload your paper to us, and we help you understand whether or not you've plagiarized, and we let you know, and we educate you. We teach you grammar. We teach you sentence structure. We do your citations and bibliographies. No, we do not write your paper. No, we do not have papers that you can download. So, look, short sellers will do what they're going to do. We don't pay that much attention to, but we're completely the other way. And I think that's why we're going to have nearly 6 million paying subscribers to our combined business by the end of this year, which is 25% of the college market.
No, it's good.
So I think, and you're right, professors do assign us now. They do want us to support because you know what? They're overburdened. They don't have enough time. There's no labs. There's no tutoring. You have to realize 70% of kids, Jim, they go to college at state schools. 40% of them are working 30 hours a week or more. Their average age is 25. 25% of them already have children. Who's here to support them? Only Chegg, and that's why our numbers are going
Let's leave it at that. You are integral from the people my daughters know and
thank
my staff. Integral. That's Dan Rosensweig. He's president and CEO of Chegg, the symbol CHGG. You heard the story. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.